OMG guys, I'm back. Did you miss me? Probably not, but I mean, hey, I do have a nice amount of followers and subscribers here today, so maybe you did. Better late than never, I should say. It is 2024. I'm a little late to the party, a whole month, but hey, back baby with keeping tabs with Mia. And today's topic, of course, we got to stay abreast of all the celebrity news and gossip and current day events. And what was just last night up? What? It was the Super Bowl. Okay. Usher. Okay, he performed last night and he had 4 guests, so we're going to get into that. We're also going to get basically on today's docket not only a review of the Super Bowl, but we're also going to be doing a review of Usher's new album Coming Home that was released last week. And then we're just going to touch a little bit on the sidebar activities that came from the Super Bowl. Of course, the Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Ice Spice, Alicia Keys, and that shaky note and a little sprinkle of Swiss Beats. So we'll get into that. But yeah, thank you guys for rocking out with me. And I know it's been a long time, so hopefully your post notification bell is on, so it did notify you that I am back and better. I hope you can hear the sound quality here with the mic, baby. We did a little bit of investing and it's coming through crystal clear. I can see how a lot of people do ASMR. And almost when I heard myself talking, heard my voice back, I was like, ooh, chat, I can start breathing on the mic, put my little nail scratches and stuff, but don't nobody want to hear that. But I mean, hey, if you do, let me know in the comments if you want to hear some ASMR. I can give you that, okay? But nonetheless, let's get into some things. Let's dive into this tea and let's get to today's docket. So, Usher performed at the Super Bowl last night, and might I say, I do have my favorite performances so far. I do have a top 3. And you know, definitely let me know in the comments down below what are your favorite performances at the Super Bowl, and you could put them in order from least to greatest. But I would still have to say that my first favorite performance would be the Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar, and 50 Cent run. I'm sorry, it felt like I was legit at the club. Straight up. I mean, straight up. It was everything for me. Number 2, I would definitely have to give it to Usher. He definitely took us to the A, as he said at the end. With the roller skating and just the nostalgia from his previous music from years past, I would definitely give him the number 2 spot. And coming in third for me would probably be the Bruno and Beyonce performance. I know that there's going to be a couple of people out here that are saying, you know, the Rihanna performance was a child please. First of all, I will give her this. For her to have been pregnant, probably winded, I know how it is having that baby sitting down on that bladder, baby. I know how that is. So, you know, to even do 2-step and whether the mic was on or not, I mean, I'm pretty sure she was lip syncing at some point to help her with her vocals. Regardless, that was work. Them bright lights shining down on you, all those millions and millions of people in the stadium. Regardless, I will give her props because you got to put yourself in other people's shoes. That's a lot of anxiety, whether she's over, you know, the stage jitters. That's a whole arena there. So she did decently, but in regards to capturing attention, it just wasn't it for me. It wouldn't make my top 5. So I'm just being completely honest. But let's get into the Super Bowl itself. So we have the lineup. He started off and opened up with Caught Up, one of my favorites. And then he transitioned into You Don't Have to Call, Superstar, Make Love in This Club, My Boo, Confessions, Let It Burn, Nice and Slow, You Got It Bad, Bad Girl, and then OMG, and then of course ended it with Yeah, which was, as my husband told me, he was like, no, that is not an opener, baby. Yeah, it's a closer. Today, that's definitely one of his best commercial songs. I would definitely say one of his most known songs, or what he's actually known for. So overall, it was a really good, solid set for, or stage set for, you know, a compilation of his music. So I definitely enjoyed it. I enjoyed the dancing. I saw like the people walking on stilts in the background, the dancing. Also, you know, her when she came out for, I want to say, what song was that? I want to say that was it Burn? I have to go back and see which song she came out. But yeah, she did her thing. She did her big one. I really, you know, now I think about it, at first I was like, I wonder if they're going to do the song that they collaborated with off of his album. But that was actually it was too slow. It was too slow for trying to keep this up-tempo, upbeat energy that he had going on for his set. So I understand. But that song, please do not sleep on it. The song with Usher featuring her on his latest album is definitely a very powerful song, and I really like it. I'm a little surprised that he didn't perform any of his songs though from his newest album on there. He definitely could have did A-Town Girl if you listen to his album, and which we'll get into the review of that. I think he could have did that. Also, he could have did Ruin, even though Ruin is still again a slower tempo, a mid-tempo song. I really feel as though he could have did something with that just to do a little bit more promotion for his album. But nevertheless, as soon as he got off the Super Bowl, he went to, of course, his IG and his social medias to promote his new album, Coming Home, that was released on the 9th of this month. So I mean, he's still doing his product pushing for his new album. Please go stream that, buy that if you haven't already, because it is a solid body of work. Let's get into the 4 guests that he bought. So like I said, her was ridiculous. I love the fit. I love the jumpsuit. I love the ponytails. I love the energy, the chemistry that they had. It was really, really solid. I almost didn't want her to go. She's nice to look at, cute, you know, young lady. And yeah, I really enjoyed her guitar skills there. But let's get into the damper of things. Miss Alicia Keys, baby.
Voice crack.
So that opening note, and I know everybody heard that opening note, honey. That note was shaky. I know her mic was on, and when you have a very, very strong audio, you know, where you can hear yourself back in your ear, I'm like, girl, you could have just, you know, turned your head to the left or the right before having your mouth so close up to the mic and do like that one big gulp, like that one, you know, and just clear that throat, because I understand when you can hear yourself back in your ear and you got to get your throat a little warmed up. I don't know if she was doing some drills before she, you know, got, you know, to the piano. You know, you can't have that dramatic long red cape flowing off and then it departs off to the back of your seat, and then you open up that one note and it almost broke all the glass in the house. It was very shaky. It was giving I'm parched. It was giving I need water. You know, a lemon tea, a medicine ball from Starbucks, however you have it. It just, ma'am, it's the Super Bowl. Let it be very clear though, and I'm trying to be nice as I can, but let it be clear. I don't think that, you know, the NFL would ever reach out on a solo tip for Miss Keys, Miss Beats, to, you know, open alone on a solo act. She would definitely have to bring out anybody who's ever done a feature with her to survive that set. And so that was your moment, you know. I understand you're not getting paid for this, but baby, it's so many eyes on you, and at this point you have to have that throat lubricated. No funny business, I'm just being completely honest. And your first opening note was, ooh, it cracked, and we all heard it. So much that we all heard it, and was so criticized that if you actually go back to YouTube right now as we speak to rewatch the Super Bowl, the NFL actually used AI generated voice control and actually tweaked that very opening note. So go back and make sure that I'm not making it up. I've already done my research, and you hear that nice smooth note, though. That's the way that it should have came out of your throat, ma'am. Nonetheless, her voice cracked again for a second time. It was a little less apparent this time around. In regards to the fit is fine, you know. It was okay. I mean, she's still in pretty good shape for her age. I always will prefer just a little makeup. You can always do a little light natural beat. You don't have to go full pancake face. I would just like to see a little bit of concealer, a little bit of, it seems like she likes the natural look, so you can go for like a little nice foundation that has light little shine to it, a little lip gloss, a little lip liner, a little bit of mascara. Even if you want to do clear mascara, I'm cool with that too. Maybe put a light little low lash on the afro, little pop. The hair, very questionable. I haven't seen a hairstyle like that on anyone over the age of 12, 11 even, maybe even 10. I might be pushing it, but no one's rocking the braid plaits as a grown adult. It was very interesting. I thought she could have did better with the hair choice there. But let's move into their performance for My Boo. It was solid, minus the shakiness of her vocals, and Usher tried to assist with that as much as he possibly could, to cover up her shortcomings. But everybody wants to talk about the body language, the chemistry that they had. Look here, I don't think SUBCRIBE feel any type of way about the performance. If you go back to the video, they did the music video itself years ago. They did the same thing. In the middle of the street with the trench coat and holding her from the back, whatever. It's just a performance. I mean, people are acting like there aren't people who are grown, who are paid actors and actresses, who kiss on screen, who simulate sex scenes and things of that nature. So I'm not understanding what is the big deal about him being behind her and holding her from the back, and everybody's talking about, see this, making the memes, see this is the girl, this is the guy that everybody tells you don't have anything to worry about, and this is what they do in their spare time. Like, look, it's a performance. They're giving a moment in time during his career with being with one another. So it's too much. The internet is very childish, and I'm just not here for that. I was expecting that, actually, when I found out that she was on the lineup to be one of the people that comes out to join him on the Super Bowl stage. So I'm not understanding why is it such a shocker. But okay, they're grown. He actually just filed for his marriage certificate right before the Super Bowl, actually. So congratulations, Usher, to you and your lady, your beautiful kids. You made some pretty babies there with her, and congratulations again. And to Alicia Keys, I'm pretty sure that her and SUBCRIBE are very comfortable in their relationship at this point, and I'm pretty sure he was well aware of what type of show was going to happen. It definitely takes a strong man with some thick skin to ignore the internet memes and the jokes, because it's truly corny. But moving on to the other, I guess, 3 guests. I don't know why they said it was only 4 guests. If I count in here, we have her, Alicia Keys, Jermaine Dupri, Lil Jon, and Ludacris. That's 5. So people need to get their math in order. Jermaine Dupri, I guess he wasn't necessarily an exact artist with him that did a song with them, but he produced it. And no offense, her didn't say anything or say much either. She sung Bad Girl for like literally 1 second. So she's in the guest lineup, but Jermaine Dupri isn't. We're going to give him his flowers on this channel, okay? Because he did an excellent job of producing some of Usher's most famous songs. So we're not going to do that. But what we are going to do is get on that little suit he had on, the capri pantsuit pants. He looked like a penguin. I wasn't here for it. It just made him look really, short and stubby and just small. I don't get it. I wasn't here. It looked like a circus ringleader outfit. I wasn't a fan of that fit. Nonetheless, I'm glad that he was there to help him. And of course, we had Lil Jon and Ludacris to close out with. And then Lil Jon actually did like a little slight intermission with Turn Down for What, so Usher can take them damn skates off. So I was here for his lineup. There was rumors that Justin Bieber was going to be there, and Beyonce was going to do Naughty Girl. Now I'm very pleased with the people that he brought out for his performance. So I loved it. Again, that's why it's number 2 of my all-time favorite performances. And thank you, NFL, for getting this one right. But we can do without Taylor Swift, and that segues me. You know what? We're actually gonna we'll go there. That will actually take me to my sidebar conversations about the Super Bowl. Is this, I would like to call it, the distractions of the Super Bowl. Okay, let it be clear, I was never really rooting for either team. Kansas City, San Francisco, the 49ers. I wasn't here for either team. I'm not a really huge football fan, but the football teams that I do like were obviously not there. So automatically knowing that Taylor Swift is now getting the complete opposite treatment of the Jessica Simpson syndrome from the NFL. Of course, she's America's darling sweetheart, and she's dating, so-and-so from so-and-so. So with that being said, I already knew that, as most men or women who are actually into football know, that this is all a script, and we already know that it was rigged and it was written, and we already know that as soon as we hear that Taylor Swift is dating anybody, then of course that's going to be the winning team. So honestly, I was just here for the commercials and the halftime performance. I was not here for the actual game itself. When I saw them winning, I was like, yeah, this is them trying to make it look believable. When it went to OT, I'm like, oh yeah, this is definitely them trying to make it look believable. And at the very last second, brother. So back to Taylor Swift. I'm not a fan of her music. I definitely believe that I have nothing against races. Doesn't matter what you are. Just because I'm a black woman does not mean that I don't like white people or I don't like white people music. I love country, I love rock, I love alternative, I love pop, and it doesn't really matter what your skin color or tone is. If it's good music, it's good music. However, I am truly bored of Taylor Swift. If it's not through her association with Nicki Minaj, Ice Spice, or her relationships, or her little feud with Kanye West, it's like she only has popularity based off of who she attaches herself with. And then if she doesn't have anyone to stir controversy with, whether that be in a good or a bad way, then she uses men for her inspiration in her songs. Kind of like a reversal of Mary J. Blige, but like with way more partners. And I'm just not a fan of her music. I tried to give it a listen. It all sounds the same. And for her to be there and the cameras panning on her on and off throughout the game, and she's acting so surprised when they won and shocked every time something good happened. I'm like, oh girl, please, this is just about as believable as your Grammy Award speech for Album of the Year. You knew you were going to get it. So I'm so happy that you're a musician. And instead of an actress, I'm glad that you're definitely a musician, because your acting sucks. It's not believable whatsoever. You knew you were going to get that Grammy for Album of the Year, and you knew that your boyfriend was going to win the Super Bowl. So let's cut the crap, okay? Which then says, well, I'll put a quick pin in this. Ice Spice. This whole now all of a sudden she's BFFs with Taylor Swift. I think is very funny. Just for the simple fact that you were just deemed the princess of hip hop from hip hop's, number one psychopath. It's no other word to describe Nicki Minaj and her right after what she's going through right now. She's definitely crashing out right now. And because Ice Spice can no longer associate or affiliate herself with Nicki Minaj, Industry Planet is the next best thing you can do. You either went from the queen of rap to the queen of music, because of course we can't categorize Miss Taylor Swift in just country and pop. We have to put her in everything because she's the queen of music, if that's what you want to call it, queen of charts, whatever. She just has a machine and she has the right skin color. That's why she's in the position she's in. I could have did without seeing that orange afro synthetic wig on my screen as much as I did last night, which then in turn takes me to my last point with Beyonce. A lot of people aren't going to like what I have to say about this one. But in regards to Act 2 coming out back in March of this year, we've been waiting for Act 2. I've been waiting to hear good music. I love good music. Doesn't matter the artist, and I have nothing against Beyonce. However, everyone continues to say that Beyonce stole the show, in which I do believe that she did. And I'm a little insulted for Usher because of it. Now, stay with me. Don't come here and get ready to crucify me and throw your daggers, but just stay with me here, what I have to say, and hear me out. Where was the promotion for Act 1? Go. And it's going to be silence and crickets because there was no promotion. Now, I understand you want to be as successful as possible, so promotion is obviously going to be the better thing to do. But why use the Super Bowl when this is now Usher's moment to do so? I want to ask everyone out there, when Rihanna accidentally, she didn't even really want to announce that she was pregnant. It just, her jumpsuit wouldn't zip all the way up past her belly button, which I also find very weird. Like, you mean to tell me your fitting crew and your seamstress didn't realize that the more weeks you go by, you're going to get bigger, so they may want to alter this? Okay, but she says she didn't do it on purpose. But nonetheless, during her performance, the only announcement she had for us is that she was pregnant, because it just accidentally just popped out because her bump, she couldn't deny it. So I want to ask everybody out there that remembers February of 2023, who else on a Beyonce scale like a Drake? Did Drake use the Super Bowl to then announce his new album during the time? Absolutely not. It would have to be somebody on a very upper echelon, very popular level like a Drake, that I would equate to being equal to a Beyonce. So in this moment, Usher is now Rihanna, and there's no one there to be the distraction for Rihanna, but we have Beyonce being the distraction for Usher. And I'm pretty sure he doesn't care one way or the other, because he's still promoting his own music. However, as a fan of Usher, and I feel as though he does not get his proper dues or his flowers, I don't appreciate that she used that opportunity to promote her album when she didn't even do it for the first act. I found it very weird. Now, switching off of that, do I think that Beyonce is taking a strategic dig at Taylor Swift through this act too? I do. I'm going to tell you why. First of all, let's rewind it to the, and I love how this is tying into one another. Let's look at the Super Bowl commercial for Beyonce. She literally, if you want my honest opinion, I feel as though she was poking fun at the Academy, poking fun of those that she wants to receive these accolades from, such as the Grammys or whoever else. And let's be clear, she has the most Grammys of all time, but still hasn't won Album of the Year. She should have been had that. And it's kind of like during the commercials, like, well, what more do you want me to do? Do you want me to run for the president? What more do you want me to do? Do you want me to go to the moon? What more do you want? And I still haven't broken the last record. Wow. Okay. And I felt as though if you watch the Grammys, that was a direct dig at the Grammys and Taylor Swift. If you really want my honest opinion, I know Beyonce listens to her team, the public opinion, the comments. She might not be in like a Cardi B and stalking her Twitter and on this and stan pages, but trust and believe that woman knows that people have compared her to Adele, Michael Jackson, and Taylor Swift. The ones she can take out when it comes to her records, she will, but the ones that she can't take out and she can't be, that's now going to become a problem for her. And that's why her husband said what he said and did what he did at the Grammys, saying, I need the Grammys to get it right here. So I say that to say this, the commercial, I feel like it was a direct dig at the Academy for the Grammys, because it's like, really, what more do you want from me? I've done everything I possibly can do, and it's still not good enough for you. 1, 2, how do I feel like this is a direct dig to Taylor Swift? I'll tell you why. It's a country album. And what two genres has Taylor Swift thrived in? Country and pop. So, okay, you can equate to Renaissance more to a techno, a certain community demographic type of music, if you want to say, but that's more relatable to pop. And now I feel like she's coming for the jugular at this point. She's coming after that crown. She's coming for everything that she wants, which is going to be translating to country. I'm a little worried for her though. I'm a little worried, because when you think about it, when you think about Beyonce, I love artists taking risks, because they're either going to stick or they're not. And when they stick, is going to be some of the best work that you've ever produced, just because no one saw it coming, right? Well, when we think about Beyonce, we think about R&B traditional, we think about pop, we think about techno, and I mean, you could throw a little bit of disco, and just that 2000s early sound. I'll just put it that way. I guess that would still be pop to an extent, but I literally just gave her 5 different genres that she's done, and she's rapped, and I'm pretty sure Jay-Z wrote those. I mean, even though that's not, a 100% rap song, she's rapped before. She's really literally done it all. The only thing she hasn't touched at this current moment is country. And my whole thing with this is, are your techno fans from Act 1 going to translate over to Act 2 with that? Does that demographic of people going to listen to country that well? I don't know how that's going to look. Are the people that will listen to If I Were a Boy are going to listen to country? I don't know. Lemonade, you know, Bootylicious, even though that was you in a group, but still, that has nothing to do with country. If we wanted country music, honey, K. Michelle's not even producing it. So I mean, if we wanted country music, I guess, I mean, I don't mean to sound ignorant. There are definitely black country artists who are making good country music at this current time. It's just not something that I would put back in my playlist. I listened to it one time, it sounds good, but it's nothing that sticks or resonates with me. So I personally wouldn't, you know, keep it there. But you know, well, let's see how that translates, how that goes. But that's pretty much it in regards to the Super Bowl wrap up of my opinions of how that went. And I just want to touch lightly now on Usher's new album, Coming Home. And I've actually broken it down to 3 different categories. If I think it's a filler, which is not necessarily a good thing, but it ain't a bad thing. It's definitely not something, a filler will never get added on my playlist. Just know that. And then there's a do not like section. So let's get into the do not likes. Let's go for worst to best. Coming Home, which was the intro, hated it, did not like it at all. That beat choice was rough. But I will say this, after listening collectively to the album, that introduction does fit the whole feel of the album. I will say that, but that music just wasn't for me. On the Side, which is the side chick anthem song, of course, again, did not like the music. The music, I feel like the message and the lyrics were spot on. I liked the I'm not for side chicks or cheating or anything like that, but I'm okay with the subject matter because you have to make music for, you know, all different people's time in their life, and that might resonate with someone, but that music with the words, it didn't stick for me. Standing Next to You, which is the Jungkook song, not a fan. I'm just not a fan. I don't know what's up with these artists such as Lotto and Usher using this poor Asian man for his fan base. But hey, one thing is for certain, that song did good, and those numbers are going to be added to his album. So regardless of whether you like the album or not, just know it's going to do some numbers just based off of that one Jungkook song. So I ain't mad at you, sir, for getting your coin, okay? Let's now move on to the fillers. Kissing Strangers, a pop song, not a fan. Keep on Dancing, it sounds like a throwaway for Jason Derulo. I'm not a fan. I Love You, it was giving Prince vibes. I'm sorry, that's not my not to say that I don't like Prince music, but I'm a 90s baby all day, so I wasn't here for that. It was okay, you know, it was cool, but it's forgettable. Luckiest Man, another forgettable song. And then one of the ones, again, not a fan. And it's nice that, you know, he had some positive relationship songs on there, but when I hear Where's the Feeling Like Superstar or My Boo, because he does have you know, or even Bad Girl, it's still ways of talking about love or lust or the way a woman makes you feel in a positive way, but still making the music is so modern and sometimes it loses me a little bit, and it sounds kind of like for an older man, and I don't want him to be something that he's not. I don't want him to choose trap beats all day long and sound like he's like 19. But at the same token, I'm in my early 30s. I don't want to feel like I'm approaching my 50s, and some of the music choices, they're either too futuristic or they're a little dated for my liking, but that's just my opinion. So now let's move on to the I likes. Good, of course, with 21 Savage and Summer Walker. That was a hit. A-Town Girl, I thought that was so cute that he took a bite off of Billy Joel's Uptown Girl. If you know, you know. I thought that was very cute, and I liked the subject matter that he made it more up-to-date and modern for a listener of the 30s and the 20s and maybe even early 40s to understand. And he made it very, you know, Atlanta-based, so I really, really liked it. Cold Blooded is very different. It's very different. If you're into like a alternative type of R&B, then you might like that. I liked it. It takes a couple of listens for it to really stick to me, but I liked it. Risk It All Again featuring her. I've talked about that already. The video was beautiful. The subject matter was on point, and we need more songs like that. I would love to see this in a soundtrack. I would love to see this, you know, win something big or be used for a bigger purpose. So I really like that song. Let me see. Bop. I did like that song. Was it Bop? Yes, it was. It was Bop. Yeah. I did like that. It reminds me of his A album. That's what I wrote as a note. It reminded me of the A album. And if you know anything about Usher and the A album, that was a really good song. So if you slept on that whole album, then get your life. Stone Cold Freak, produced by Rico Love. First of all, I love Rico Love's work. And that song was everything. Ruin. I love Ruin. If you're into Afro beats, it was like that, very smooth. Big is a very fun and funny song. He's talking about McDonald's and something about he likes sandwiches. It was hilarious to me and I liked it. It was very out of the box and I was here for it. I Am the Party. I liked I Am the Party a lot. Okay. Please You. It was giving Bruno Mars vibes to me. You know, Bruno Mars, he does his own thing. He beats to the drum of his own drum. And instead of riding waves like a Afro beats, this man literally took it back a couple of decades. And I know I just said that I don't really like the Prince vibe thing or whatever, but that type of music or that era, I definitely heard that type of music growing up at my mom's house. So, you know, it resonates. It's not necessarily something I like to listen to on a regular basis, but it resonates. It reminds me of nostalgic times. Let me see, Margiela. Okay, so if you know anything about like KOD, just the stripper, you know, industry or whatever, that song definitely could fit in a lap dance, a pole dance. It was everything. I love that type of music. And Room in a Room, I like that. It was very deep. I like that. I like the fact that he's saying, like, you know, give me my space, you know. So out of 20 songs, I like 12 out of 20, which is more than half. Okay, we're definitely over the 10 threshold. So overall, it was a solid album. He definitely threw out a Chris Brown diss about, you know, how basically something along the lines of you wouldn't be able to compete in the verses and basically no competition. And I love the cockiness, because what that also addresses that when back in, what was it, 2023, when something happened between Chris Brown, Usher, and Tiana Taylor, and Usher supposedly had a black eye, still performed the same night, possibly put makeup on that black eye, still had Chris Brown out there with him, and then Chris Brown and Tiana Taylor and all of them unfollowed each other. I like the classiness of this man, and that's exactly why he has a diamond album. That's why he's 7 times platinum for My Way. That's why he's 4 times platinum for 8701. That's why he's platinum for Here I Stand. That's why he's platinum for Raymond versus Raymond. And he's gold for Usher Live. You know why? Because he's a class act. And that's why I didn't appreciate Beyonce kind of like stealing the thunder, because everybody was talking about trending topics about Beyonce. She could have kept that to herself and still did a surprise drop like she did for Act 1. And I really wish that Chris Brown would take note, because this is exactly why you don't get invited to the Super Bowl, and I don't see you ever getting invited to the Super Bowl, because you have antics between your personal life and then just not being a class act. And Usher dissing him in that song, as slight as it was, and it was a love song, and he still slid that in there. It was classy, and he kind of addressed, you know, the whole situation with Chris right then and there. It's kind of like it's pretty much saying like, hey, I shit on you a little bit, you know, like, there's no comparison. I've been in a vet since like the late 80s, my dude, and you're struggling out here throwing 30-40 song albums, and your stuff takes years to go platinum. Your stuff barely gets spins on the radio. So, you know, Usher is a very classy guy, class act. That's why he had that Vegas residency. That's why he was invited to the Super Bowl. And people really need to put him in those conversations and give him his flowers, like a Beyonce, like a Michael Jackson, because he truly is a legend. So if anybody doesn't give you your flowers anywhere else, just know, even though I'm a very small platform and probably don't nobody know me, I'm giving you your flowers and your 10s, okay? But thank you so much, guys, for sticking through with me for a whole, 30 some odd minutes while I rant and rave about, the Super Bowl. In my personal opinion, just know that there will be more updated content coming to this channel more often. I got a lot of the personal kinks out of the way, so I have a lot more free time. And I will definitely be here to give you guys what you need. Please like, comment, and turn your post notification bell on so you know each and every time I drop. And comment whether it's good, bad, put a thumbs up, thumbs down, don't matter to me, because engagement is engagement. And take this video and share it to your your neighbor, your friends, your family, and let them hear my opinion. And hey, if you want to yell about it and maybe this actually starts a conversation or debate up in your house, then I feel like I did my job today. All right, guys, peace out.